Echo and HarperAudio present Care and Feeding, a Memoir by Laurie Woolever. This is the author. This is a work of nonfiction, and the events and experiences described within are presented as I recall them. To protect the privacy of certain individuals, some names, identifying details, and circumstances have been altered. The conversations reproduced here have been written from my unusually sharp but not entirely infallible memory. This book is for my parents, who gave me a wide enough berth to take the leaps and make the mistakes, and for my son, who is the best reason to keep doing both. Introduction. I graduated from college in 1996 and moved to New York with three things: a vague ambition to be a published writer, a yawning desire for validation, and a love of feeding others. My parents had taught me to keep my head down and do my work, accept what's offered, show up early, be polite, become indispensable. Beyond all that, I didn't have much of a plan for the rest of my life. I learned to cook at a professional level so that I'd have something to write about and a practical skill with which to earn a living. I had the good fortune to stumble into the food world at a time when cooking and eating became an increasingly respectable and well-documented form of mainstream entertainment. Thanks to even more good luck and timing, I had the benefit of two superstar mentors. The first was the chef, restaurateur, and TV host Mario Batali, for whom I worked as an assistant for nearly 4 years. He already had a high profile, but was still at the beginning of a wildly successful expansion of his business empire. Working with Mario was exhilarating and educational, and it opened up a world of opportunities for me. The second was chef-turned-author-turned-TV host Anthony Bourdain, who was nearing the apex of some high-altitude professional mountaintops when he hired me, a new mother burned out on corporate media, as his assistant. The job got bigger and more rewarding in the 9 years I worked with Tony, the only name by which he ever referred to himself, until his death by suicide in 2018. In different ways, my two mentors, Mario and Tony, built their careers and reputations on the glamorous appeal of wild excess. And for a long time, this gave me a plausible excuse to live the same way, in order to be successful, get attention, and fill myself up with everything that the world had to offer. Under the cover of creating experiences and having a good time, but really to blunt my big feelings of inadequacy, anxiety, and ennui, I became a self-destructive binge drinker and chronic pot smoker, dabbling in pills and cocaine. There were a few unambiguous alcoholics in my family, sure, but I didn't see myself that way. It took me a very long time to recognize the pathology in my own behavior. I almost always had a job, and when I occasionally fucked something up, I never considered my addictions to be a factor, and only rarely admitted to myself that they were addictions at all. I'd succeeded at becoming a published writer, and along the way, I became a wife and mother. I was never arrested, because I was lucky, never crashed a car, because I stopped driving, or fell down a staircase, because I lived in a ground-floor apartment. Every time I drank or got high, I was trying to recreate the experience of chugging my first wine cooler and inhaling my first bong hit, during which my brain and body were flooded with a sense of relief and escape, weightlessness, a soft and sparkling departure from my overwhelming adolescent concerns.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?